If I were to start a fish farm in 2026, I would do exactly this and avoid what 90% of beginners rush to do that cause failure. And before I give you these things, let's look at this scenario. In fact, in the beginning of 2025, this year, someone contacted me. In fact, he's a Ghanaian, African in diaspora. He told me how he wanted to start a fish farm in Ghana here, but he lives abroad. He gave me his vision, and the vision was marvelous. And he told me he's looking up to have about 20 ponds of tarpaulin, and each one is 18 by 18 feet. I said, that's huge. And he wanted to start catfish and tilapia. He dreamed of making his own feed, having a lot of things. And I advised him. He accepted the advice in parts, and he didn't accept other parts. And to summarize, I told him, yes, he dreamed big. He can acquire all these things, but he should start with 2 ponds or 4 ponds maximum. After starting with 4 ponds, we learn and we scale up. He listened, but he didn't accept all. So later he contacted me that someone is providing him with 14 ponds of the 18 by 18, and already he has paid for about 20,000 fingerlings catfish alone, and he's hitting the ground soon. And I told him, yes, I understand, but please start small and scale up, because the cost of the feed itself is so small. And indeed, when we just calculated the feed to grow them, there were even about just few of them, few ponds. We hit over 100,000 Ghana cedis. That is 1 billion the old Ghana cedis. Now, he told me that I am making sense. So the thing is that those of us who are setting up the farms, most of us, we want our money. So if you want thousands of fish ponds, most of us will come set it up for you and give our money and go. I said he didn't listen to some, and he listened to some because he actually gave the person order. The person came and set up all the 14 ponds. But he accepted my advice by stocking only 2 ponds. And believe me, when he stocked 1,000 in each, less than a week, all of them were gone. All those fingerlings died. I wasn't there. They invited me. I went over. We checked the grounds. And we stocked additional 2 ponds, 1,000 each. In fact, and they were dying masses in masses again. Later, we just were able to save some, and we even had to transport them to IBC town for them to survive. Even though later we found out what caused it. But this frustrated him, and currently the business is no more running, even though he has the intention to bounce back. Now, this is what I was telling you. So if I was starting fresh, the first thing I'll do is that I'll start small but smart. What do I mean? Instead of putting hundreds of fish ponds, I'll put up maximum 4. Yes, maximum. So that I can learn and scale up. This will also make me to spend less, because if you spend more, at the end of the day, you don't get it back, it discourages you. But if you spend less, even if you don't get it, you know that you have not spent a lot in it, and you are kind of motivated. The second thing I'll do is that I'll put water system first before the fish. I'll first of all work on flotation systems, aeration system, things that will make me have better water quality, and so that I will not be changing the water all the time. Let me give you this scenario. I know a farmer in Tamale who was having a well at his backyard, and the well was full of water during the rainy season. He set up the farm without flotation because he thought he has abundant water, so he could be changing all the time. As I speak now, the well is dry up. There's no more water to keep the fish, and he's trying to provide flotation and other sources to keep the fish or to sell out the fish. So that is what I will do differently. I will set up these flotation systems, that is the aquaculture system, and that when that happens, I will be able to manage the water very well. I will do that, and we can do that for you. And if you don't want to learn it yourself, we have DIY filtration course where you can learn it yourself and do it. The link is in the description. Now, having gotten our water, what we will also do is to have biosecurity measures in place. That's what I will do. I will ensure I have quarantine tanks. I will ensure I protect my fish from predators. I will ensure that I have bitter leaves at my farm to always apply when the fish are not feeling well. And I will ensure that I always check my fish for diseases before the disease outbreaks. What I will also do in 2026, if I'm starting, is that I will keep records of my farm. I will keep records of stocking density, mortality, feeding, and all things that I am doing daily, including financial. So at the end of the day, I should be able to tell what goes into the production, and the lessons that I learned can guide in the future production. I will do this to be sure I'm successful. If you're watching me for the first time, my name is Abdulaziz Issa. I have a bachelor degree in development education, but I'm a fish farmer and I'm a fish farmer consultant, and I provide services in fish farming. So consider subscribe to this channel because all these channels share fish farming tips based on our experience and research. I'm starting in 2026. What I'll also do is that I'll stock I'll stock lesser fish and get bigger fish in return. What do I mean by that? Instead of overcrowding the fish in a pond where they are competing for feed, where they are competing for space, where if there's diseases, it wipes all of them out, I'll stock them less. And that way they'll grow faster and I make my money and I stock again. I will not believe the math or the misconception that more fish in a pond means more money. So that I stock them more and they can grow. What I also do if I'm starting to system is that I will focus on feed efficiency. I'll look at quality feed, not necessarily expensive feed. Feed that contains all the nutrients for the fish to grow. The protein, the carbohydrate, the fats, all these things. And I also make sure that I feed my fish consistency. And consistency has to do with feeding them at the right time every day, at specific time, and at right frequency. I'll choose morning and evening. And if I choose morning, if I'm feeding them at 8, I'll stick to 8 every day. 30 minutes late or 30 minutes fast, no problem. But I'll stick to that. Evening 5 p.m., I'll stick to that. Whatever time I choose, I'll stick to that. Because the fish, the time that you are feeding them, they get used to that time. I'll stick to that period. And that at the end of the day, I can make more money because my fish will grow faster. With all these things, if I'm starting in 2026, I will ensure I implement this. And I give this to you as advice. You can learn from them if you're a beginner, and that way when you start, you'll not have much problems. Feel free to contact us to support you set up your farm or to provide you with training. The last thing I will do if I'm starting a fish farm 2026 is that I will plan and look for a market before harvesting my fish. I will not wait till when my fish is ready to harvest. I'm not running harvest scatter to look for market. But day in, day out, the market challenge is increasing. Even though there's an increase in demand, but if you don't look for the market early, and when your fish is mature and ready to harvest, that is when you will not get it easy. So if I'm starting, immediately I stock my fish, I will also start marketing. And I, and I can do that in several ways. The most common one is online. I'll just basically the pictures of the fish or the videos, send them on my status, send them on WhatsApp groups, on Facebook, and all these social media platforms, showing people how I'm doing my fish, how I'm raising the fish. I want to time for the sale, I post it, and I say my fish is now ready for market, and boom, people are ready to buy. So I will create a brand from the onset and establish the brand so much so well that I will get easy market and easy accessibility. Apart from this, I will also contact those using fish, such as restaurants, chop bars, and shops or stores that sell fish. Tell them about my fish and possibly tell them when I'll be harvesting. So that if they have interest, when I'm ready to harvest, I'll contact them and they come and buy. But I will not wait till when the fish is mature. I don't know what to do. I thank you so much. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please do so and let's learn from experienced farmers. Thank you.